What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. We're going to do a Friday recap and just go over the overall market, some flow I saw, as well as touch on SoFi, RIVN, and Tesla. So this morning, we kind of had a little bit of a pop at the open and then immediately just sold off pretty heavily today. But we needed it just after melting up this week. So at the open, I alerted that Tesla calls were hitting the tape. There was a ton of 0-day expiration Tesla calls, as well as this SPX 0-day put. 602K was a pretty big order. Tesla immediately ripped. I actually missed Tesla. I didn't get to play it, but it was alerted in the member chat. And then I also was showing more SPX puts, 0 days, CoreWeave puts, and just kind of documenting as we went. So was able to make some money on CoreWeave and SPX, and then actually got in another short for this one's 531K. So I like to watch the 0 days because I like to look at, heavy bets that expire the same day, because then you're getting that move. And then, so I just alerted looking to sell at the test of the day's lows. I got it and got out. You just never want to be greedy, especially with 0 day, because it is very risky. So you definitely want to get wick filled and then sell the premium spikes. Let's get into the rest of the market. So although we did get a little bit of a dead cat towards the end of the day after sweeping the lows today, we still have this gap below at 6775 on SPX. So something to note as we head into more data next week. We have CPI, jobs data, non-farm payrolls, unemployment stuff. So just more data to chop the market up, but keep in mind this gap below. But I'm really indifferent about the market right now. I don't have a bias either way. It just kind of feels like the dips keep getting bought up, and so you're just playing what the market gives you. So that's what we have right now. If we get into SoFi, there is a gap above on SoFi. Now it did almost test value area low today. We have a gap above and below. I still think the chart looks bearish, but it's kind of just been consolidating. This gap is up to 2850. You'd want to see it fill that and hold and head higher. But with more data next week, I'm not sure what SoFi is going to do at the moment. The chart is still telling me to wait on it and wait for your buy zones. It would have to reclaim this trend line and then base above and start breaking out. I know we do have our our gamma wall. $30 would be our resistance, but there's a huge call wall at $30. So price wants to trade there as like a magnet. And then it'll most likely chop between 26 and 28. And then our put wall is at 26. So that's what we have. They were buying this dip today, 632K in calls. And these are out to next week, January, February. But you're going to start seeing a lot more February and March calls on SoFi, because that could be the next time. March would be the next time they could be included in the S&P 500. But that's pretty much what I have on SoFi right now. I'm just letting it consolidate and pick a direction. If it comes down to the lower 20s, that's where I will accumulate. If it breaks above and shows signs that bulls are in control, then I will likely get into it for a trade. But I'm just waiting right now. It's a little bit in no man's land, and you're going to see a lot of volatility with it right now as the market decides what to do next. One other stock I wanted to get into was RIVN. It's one I made a video on a little while ago, so up 12% on the day, and for a few reasons. So they got a buy rate price target to $23, and then RIVN announced it's entering the autonomous driving race with its new AI chip. So anything AI chip, all that, that's going to pop the stock. You can see, though, that they have been buying RIVN calls all of December, and they are looking out to January, late December and January. So 6.3 million to the call side, 300K to the put side. And they have been loading all of December, 24 million versus 4 million in puts. But one thing I did say is I'm not too excited yet. We've seen RIVN break out and pretty much fall. You see profit taking. We've seen this too many times, honestly. So pop to 18, drop all the way back down, pop up, drop down. So basically what I am looking for is a break above. I want to see it base around above 18, 17, $18, and then more volume come in and head to this gap on the weekly. Now, once we can build and base above 22, that is when the fund could really start and RIVN could start heading towards the 28.32 mark. All right, and last up, I just want to talk about Tesla because I think this one is getting ready to go pretty soon. Obviously, broke out this morning and went crazy on those 0-day calls, and then it sold off with the overall market, and you got another chance to go long again here. But it closed very bullish. It looks really good. You have your call ball at 460. 470 is another big spot. And then this 500 spot is what I've been seeing, obviously, all over Twitter and like what the whales are going for. So I think some January 500 calls could be the move. If we look at the flow on Tesla from 12.1 to 12.12, you see a lot of calls, so 391, and then it's actually just improving. If we go up a week, 214, and if we go to, let's say, just today, 105 million. So they're loading Tesla. I think the chart looks great. I want to see it break above 460, maybe even tap 464. If it could come down and retest it and hold, that could confirm. That'd be a really good opportunity to swing long on Tesla. So definitely thinking about those January 500 calls. That is what I have on Tesla at the moment. I talked about this one in the Discord a little bit. It is already pumping, obviously, but I do think 470 to 500 is on deck soon, and that call flow is not uncertain. So see if how that does on Monday, or if it's just going to gap up and go overnight. But it's pretty much what I have. Please like and subscribe, and have a good one, guys.